Topics and solicitations are your gateway to SBIR and SCTR funding. This video will walk through various web resources to find the right topic and associated solicitation for you to apply to. For small businesses that are seeking funding in the SBIR and SCTR program, two key steps are crucial. First, identify agencies that are related to your area of expertise, and second, apply to the solicitations published by those agencies. There are 11 agencies that participate in the SBIR program and 5 that participate in the STTR program, each funding different sectors and technologies. Keep in mind that certain agencies have jurisdiction over specific areas. You may think that mental health for our sailors might fit under the Department of Navy, when in fact it might fit under the Defense Health Agency. Agencies also differ in how broadly or how focused their topic areas are. Some agencies will post broad topic research areas, whereas some will publish specific problems for you to solve. To get an overall view of the topics published across all 11 agencies, SBIR.gov has you covered. When you first visit the SBIR.gov website, you will see this page. To find all of the topics, both open and closed, you can go under the Funding tab and then click Topic Areas. And here you can see all of the topics that are open and those that are closed or recently closed. And you can filter by which agency those topics originated from. And so here you could see that there are some topics from Department of Agriculture, there are some under Department of Defense, and so on and so forth. Depending on the different phase of the topic, so if it's, for example, like a phase 1 topic or a direct to phase 2 topic, you can also search that under the phase sort of filter checkbox that's shown down here. And then you can filter which program it's under, SBIR or SCTR, down below. And then because this show all the open and closed, you can see a most recent snapshot of the last 4 years for which the topics have been posted. And if we scroll all the way to the top, you can perform a keyword search, which is probably going to be your most helpful tool in this page to actually filter the topics that are currently out by certain keywords that are related to your business. So for example, if I wanted to see if there are any topics related to mental health, I could do a quick search. And this will display all of the topics related to that. You could be as specific or as general in your keyword searches, but below you will actually find those topics that are related to that field. You can also, before clicking on a specific topic, you can see a little bit more information. For this particular one here, you can see that the topic is under the National Institute of Health, which is also under Department of Health and Human Services. And then you also can see the release date, the open date, and if there are any due dates that are to the right. Do keep in mind of those dates, as those are hard dates if you were to submit your proposal. Also do keep in mind that there are some agencies that don't have a concept of a pre-release date that we've talked about in previous videos. So you may just have a small window to submit your proposal or ask questions on a public website. And then if I wanted to get more information about the topic itself, I can click the hyperlink. And this will provide me with a description of the topic. It's important that SBIR.gov is just an overarching view. We would recommend that if, for example, you are interested in this, you will want to visit the actual agency's SBIR and SCTR websites. In this particular case, you'll want to visit the Department of Health and Human Services SBIR or SCTR.com website to apply for the specific topic. And just on that same point, on the right-hand side, this website does give you a handy link to go directly to the solicitation itself. So it will take you to the actual portal to submit your proposal or application. The Department of Defense is one of the 11 agencies, and to view those topics and apply to them, you'll want to visit the Defense SBIR SCTR Innovation Portal, which can be found on this webpage right in front of me. To see the list of topics that are currently out within the Department of Defense, Navy included, you'll want to go to this quick link that's shown here. That's the topics and the topic Q&A. And this shows all of the DoD topics. You can filter by specific keywords, similar to SBIR.gov at the top. You can also see at the very bottom which component of the Department of Defense is funding that particular topic. So for this very first one that you see here that I can expand, this is an Army topic. You will see its open and close date. Again, that's the period where you can submit your proposal. And then you could see some information about the topic down below if you click the drop down. And just kind of as I mentioned before, some topics are narrow or broad. For Department of Defense, we do have very specific topics, and in this case, it's a specific problem that our programs have. So in this particular case, Army has a specific problem that they're detailing here in this topic. One thing to also point out is we do have a period in time between open and close where you can ask questions. Those questions are posted publicly and their answers are also posted. That is the question and answers tab that you see down here. In this particular case that I've clicked, there are no questions that have been posed, but you can, once you've logged in or you've created an account and then logged in, you can actually submit your question and have it answered by one of the topic authors. It's important to note that DSIP is the portal that you will use to submit your proposal in response to a Department of Defense topic, inclusive of Navy. You'll need to go and register for an account. So that's at the top right-hand corner. You would want to log in or to create an account and then log in from there to apply. It's also important to note that SBIR.gov covers the topics for all of the 11 agencies, but for DoD specifically, this is the portal where you could view more information about the topics and apply to them. Navy falls under Department of Defense, and we do have the NavySBIR.com website that's shown here as its homepage. This is a great website for you to get more information about the Navy topics that are posted on the DoD website that we just showed. For this particular example, you can actually see the topics that have been posted out right now. In this particular case, we did announce that one of our agencies, the Office of Naval Research, or ONR, has posted a topic, and you can see information about that topic on here. If I click this link, it will actually pull up that topic. This information is still cascaded, so the same topic that you see here on NavySBIR.com is also on the DoD website, and it's also on SBIR.gov. But just so that you know, the application to this topic, if you want to submit a proposal, will be on the DoD website. One thing also to keep in mind is we do have some forms and templates for you. That's shown here on the forms and templates bar at the top. And this gives you specific templates that you could use when you are submitting your application. We highly recommend that you review this page to get the latest and up-to-date templates in order to assist you with your proposal submissions. The SBIR and SCTR program does not accept unsolicited proposals. If you do submit a proposal, it is in response to a solicitation. There are many different names that go along with a solicitation, including request for proposal, funding opportunity announcement, broad agency announcement, or simply solicitation. Regardless of the term, it is a document that provides the rules and guidance on how to prepare a response, also called an application or a proposal. They include instructions, submission guidance, and evaluation criteria. Some agencies release multiple solicitations throughout the year, while others may only release one. So it's important to research each relevant agency and their processes before submitting a proposal. On SBIR.gov, there is a page dedicated for solicitations. So you want to go under funding and go to the solicitations page. And the most helpful thing about this is that it shows you a calendar of when all of the agencies post their solicitations. So it gives you a schedule that you could create reminders on your calendars so that you could make note if there are any topics that might come out during that time. And then if you scroll a little bit further, you could actually see which solicitations are open, which ones are upcoming, and which ones are closed. And then down below is specific dates that are mentioned there. That's kind of a rehash of the planner that is shown above. We hope that you found this video helpful to identify the right topic and solicitation for you to apply to.